it's Lloyd again, and welcome to the part 2 of the Python thing we're doing. So let's go to the Decorators thing. And what a decorator is it's a way to pass one function into another function. So this def say hi, this function we defined here, we pass it into this uppercase decorator, and you do that, you pass it into there by doing this at symbol. So you can see the say hi thing, it goes in as function, and we have a wrapper, we have words equals function, there we go. So the function is this function, the say hi thing, so it's gonna convert the words hi in the function to a string, so it's gonna cast it to a string, even though it already is a string. But just in case, if we pass a number in, in the future, we can cast it to a string, and then it's going to uppercase it, and then it's going to return it. So yeah, so we're passing say hi into the uppercase decorator, which makes it uppercase, and then we call it. So let's run that. It says hi, because it uppercases everything. Okay, iterators. So we've actually seen iterators before in the data types. An iterator is just something that you can, or an iterable too, you can just iterate over. You can go from this one to this one to this one, iterate over it. And, run it really quick. You can see that we iterate. We call this tuple, iter1. So for each value, each thing in tuple 1. Print the value. You can see it says first, second, third. And then down here in the other, this is another way to do it. We have a tuple, and then we pass it in this thing, which this turns it into an iterable. It changes it. And then so typically you'll have a function, and you'll write out this code to do something on the on each thing in here in the iterable, and then at the end you'll go next. So the next means next in here, so it means go next and then next. So that's how it works. And in this we're just printing. We're not actually doing anything, but that's those are iterators. So we'll see that syntax. And then a generator is just a function that returns an iterator. So you can see in this generator function, n is 1, print first number n, and then yield n. That's kind of like we've seen return before. It's kind of yield is kind of like the return for the generators. And here for I in range of 4, we're just pretty much doing the same thing. You can see here we loop through the thing for the generator function. You can see we do the generator. First num is 1, 1, and then it goes down here. So you can see the generator, it's just function, and it returns the iterator. Okay, and then finally we have something called list comprehension. And a list comprehension is just a really fancy way. Yeah, sorry about that. Kind of sick, but whatever. So remember the lists, we made the lists. So a list comprehension is just a fancy way to create a list. You can see, do that. So 4 times n, 4n in range of 3. Let's analyze that. So let's start here. We have a range of 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. And remember, we've done the loops in the past. That's where we've seen the range. So I say multiply n by 4 for each value in the range of 0, 1, and 2. So 4 times 0, 0, 4 times 1, 4, 4 times 2, 8. And you can see it's just a fancy way to create a list. Now let's go into air handling, and you'll see this a lot. So x is 4, and then while true, this is an infinite loop. But it says type the right number. So in here it's kind of a number guesser. In fact, in the future, you can actually convert this to a number guesser by importing the random module. And let's go back. And then changing x is 4. You can use the random module to create a random number. So while true, the error handling is this try except part. We're going to try this. If there's an error, it's going to throw this value error, and it's going to print wrong, type in 4. So that's how try catch works. It's or try except in this case. In other languages it's try catch, but here it's try except. So try this. If it doesn't work, here's an exception. So let's run it really quick. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then only when we click 4 will it break out of the thing. And again, you can use this to create a number guesser if you just import the random module in, and then you can just go in the docs to look it up. Okay, so you can also work with files in Python. File, you can open the file, and then, so this is the file, file.txt. It's in this folder. You need to keep it in the folder. And then this R, it stands for read, so we're going to read it. So I'm going to comment this out really quick. And it says for each in file, print each. So it means for each, it's going to read everything in the file, and for every text thing in the file, it's going to print it out. So we'll run it, and boom, it says this is a write command. And then here, you can file open, file W. So it's the same thing, but instead of reading, we're writing to it. And writing will actually erase everything in it. If you want to just add something, you can do an A for append, but we're going to write. This is a write command. This is the write command. So we're going to write it in here. Actually, let's change it. This is the new command. We'll change it, and then file close. You need to close the file once you're done using it. Okay, so we're reading it again, but if we go to file, it says this is the new command instead of this is the write command, which is what we used to do. Okay, so that's file handling, and you can see all of this in the docs. It's just the W3 docs, but yeah. Finally, let's go over modules, and I actually stole this code because it's really cool. I stole it from this video, this free code camp. They do a game tutorial on Pong. Great channel, free code camp. But the guy who actually makes it, this is his stuff. It's this Christian Thompson guy, and it says check out his YouTube channel. So, yeah, I stole the code from this guy, and he's a good coder. I just didn't want to write this myself. So, yeah, I'm just making that clear. But before we go into the code I stole, there's these one module, so you can import things to create functionality. You can import things to build websites. You can import things to do this, do that. So this RE, it's regex, regular expressions. And it's just a fancy way to search text. So I really don't want to get into the regex, but let's see if it's down here. Yeah, I don't really memorize this, so import RE, and you can see I took that straight from the docs. Okay, you can search in here, and then this is just how to search. So yeah, you can use regex to do text search. That's what it's good for. But this video that I stole this code from, it's really cool. It's a Pong game, so they're using the turtle module. You can see window, it's creating an instance of this turtle, this screen, and they set the title, set the background color, set the width and height of the window. You'll see it really quick. Set the scores, speed, and other stuff. Okay, let me run it really quick. You can see it's just Pong. Anyway, let's go back here. Okay. So you can see with height, it sets it automatically to this. Title Pong up here. You can see these are the turtles. They're just little things you can put in there. So it sets everything, paddle A, paddle B, the size, and everything where it is on the map. It sets the ball on there, and dx, dy, these are just the coordinates. Pen dot right, you can see in there. Then we have the functions, paddle up, y core. So it pretty much just says add 20, so move up 20 pixels. Paddle down, paddle B up, paddle B down. And then here this is important, window.listen. So these are key listeners. So when you press the W key, we're going to call this function and move it up 20 pixels. And same thing with the S, and then up, down things on your keyboard. Then the main game loop, while true, it's an infinite loop. So until you close the program, it's going to stay on. It's going to say we're going to set the X and Y, so it's like moving. So yeah, it's very cool. This is what you can do with the modules. Let's exit out. Bravo to this guy, Christian Thompson, for doing for creating this awesome thing. I just wanted to show you it really quick. Anyway, that's the Python syntax course. Now I know we moved kind of fast, but that's okay. You just have to have a basic understanding of how things work, and you can always go back to the docs and see like everything, if you forget something. So it's easy. Congrats, we learned the basic syntax of Python, and soon we're going to move on to data science, which is really cool, what I really want to talk about.